get my headphones on here. We're going to get started right away here. Put my glasses on because I'm going to need them. All right. So welcome to Payoff Pitch 2013. His zero-sided gesture. We're playing a game opening day. That is April 1st, 2013, between the Anaheim Angels and the Cincinnati Reds. Starting lineups are for Anaheim: Mike Trout in center field batting first, Eric Ibar short batting second, Pujols first baseman batting third, Josh Hamilton right field batting fourth, Mark Trumbo left field batting fifth, Howie Kendrick second baseman batting sixth, Alberto Calypso batting seventh and third base, Chris Iannetta catching batting eighth. Jared Weaver is the pitcher today for Anaheim. For Cincinnati, Sun So Chu, right fielder, batting first. Brandon Phillips, second base, batting second. Joey Votto, first base, batting third. Ryan Lundwick, left field, batting fourth. Jay Bruce, batting fifth in right field. Todd Frazier, third base, batting sixth. Zach Cozart, shortstop, batting seventh. Ryan Hannigan, the catcher, batting eighth. And Johnny Cueto on the hill for the Cincinnati Reds. So I'm going to try and get this game done within an hour. I'm going to be keeping not score on ball stat like I have been doing. I'm actually going to be keeping track on a sheet of paper here from Baseball Research, the sim site that has all the starting lineups. What I end up doing is taking all of their ranges, error ratings, their arms, and their run ratings, putting all those stats on it. So I should be able to quickly go through this. So leading off today for Anaheim, the Los Angeles Angels, Mike Trout. He'll be facing off against Johnny Cueto. Again, the dice are going to be first six-sider is his special dice. It's kind of multicolored. That is a 6. Second six-sider is going to be the green. First percentile dice, the 5, is going to be the white. Second percentile is going to be the black. So that's a 9. So in this case, it'd be a 1259. But that was just so you guys can see how things are done. All right, so we've been going for just over 6.5 minutes. Let's see if we can get this done in an hour. I'm going to try and go fast today. So Johnny Cueto against Mike Trout here. Leading off the season, both teams 0-0 going into the game. And we are here in Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati, Ohio. And away we go. So this is a 11:48. 11 is a wheelhouse check. A wheelhouse check for Mike Trout to start the game. 48, though, is just a single. So Mike Trout leads off the game with a single. And it brings up Eric Ibar. Stealing-wise, the catcher, Ryan Hannigan, has an awesome arm. It's an A1, arm 1. So running on him is going to be pretty tough. So if we look at our rules here just quickly, for those of you, so if the runner has, say, a steal rating, let's look at Mike Trout here, a steal rating of B, we're going to look at B1, and that's going to be way down here in the fourth column over. So only 60 to 99, that's basically about a, 40% chance of success. So Ryan Hannigan might keep things under control running-wise for the Reds. Anyways, batting second, Eric Ibar over here. Johnny Cueto gives up the single to start the game. Eric Ibar wind up in the pitch. It's a 9-0-8. 9 is ballpark. We do have the ballpark card here. So ballpark. And Eric Ibar is going to be, Johnny Cueto is a right-hander, so he's going to be batting left-handed. So left-handed 1-64 is a wheelhouse. 65 to 99 is in play. In this case, it's a 0-8, so that's well within his wheelhouse. I'm going to roll the dice again, and Eric Ibar has a 1 in 9 chance of getting a home run. Anything under 33 will get a hit. Let's see what happens. This is back-to-back wheelhouse checks to start off the season. Not a great for Johnny Cueto. Here comes the throw, and it is a 75. So 75 ended up being okay. That's going to be an F8. And one out. Mike Trout will come up, or stay at first, I mean. Albert Pujols. One away here in the top of the first. Albert Pujols, one of my all-time favorite players. Of course, he played for St. Louis all those years before getting traded, or actually I don't think he got traded. I think he just left, free agent. But he bats 302 against right-handed pitching. So Johnny Cueto against Albert Pujols. The windup end of the pitch, here it comes. It's a 7-18. So 7's tough. Tough 18 is going to be a strikeout. So that's a K for Albert, second out. That brings up Josh Hamilton. Josh Hamilton, he's playing right field today for the Angels. The windup in the pitch by Cueto, two-away here. Trout on at first. That's an 8-79. 8 is tough. 79 for Hamilton. Tough 79, just outside his range. 79 is going to be an F8. And that's going to end the inning. Nothing on the board for Anaheim. One hit. That brings up starting pitcher for Anaheim, Jared Weaver. He'll be facing off against the potent Redbirds lineup here. Starting it off is Sin-So Choo, left-hander. Jared Weaver is a right-hander, so we're going to be using the right-handed column. And away we go. Sin-So Choo against Jared Weaver. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. It's in there. 395. 3 is defense. Defense 95. This would be good that I have all those numbers written down. You'll see it'll be a lot quicker here. So that number is a 95. Look here. That's a center field error. The center fielder is going to be Mike Trout. His error rating is a 4. So we simply just go to our, nope, that's not it. Yes, it is. A 4 error check. So 1 to 30, Mike Trout makes an error. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Mike Trout can make the play. A ball slicing, it's a 0-0. And in this game, that is going to be a nothing, because you notice it's going to be a reroll. Anytime we roll a 0-0, it's supposed to be a special play, but I don't like their special plays. But you notice there is no 0-0. It goes from 1 to 99. So we're going to re-roll that. So error check on Trout, E4. It's 1 to 30. Here he goes. Comes in, makes a dive. It's a 0-9. That is an error on Mike Trout. We need to find out what kind of error it is. Here's the error. It went to out here, so we're going to take the two 6-sided dice. That's a 9. Look at 9. That's a 1-base error. So Sin-So Choo on the error by Trout gets aboard. 1-base error. All right, that brings up, let's look at the run rating. Chris Iannetta, the catcher, has got an arm of 4. Notice a big difference here when we look. If we look at, say, Sin-So Choo, he's got a Stilo C, so we would look at C4. And you know C4 is much better, so catcher's arm is not great. Of course, you still need to get the jump. In this case, he's got an 8-hold. With the heart of the lineup coming up, Sin-So Choo will just stay there. That brings up Brandon Phillips against Jared Weaver. And the windup and the pitch, here it comes. That's a 7-12. 7's in play. In play 12 is going to be a single. A single for Brandon Phillips. Now we need to find out the runner advancement here. So Sin-So Choo is a 7-run. Notice 7 here. So the modifiers are basically the speed of the runner, whether it was hit shallow, normal, and deep. We're going to find out whether it's left field, center field, or right field. It's going to modify it. And then wheelhouse, a patient, in play, or tough. So this is in play, so no bonus there. He's a 7-runner, so that's no bonus there as well. So it matters on where it was actually hit. And we're going to re-roll that. Here we go. That's a 2-2. So left field. So you notice left field here is a -1 to the dice. And a 2 is shallow, which is another -1. So -2 to the dice roll. It's a 1. And on that, you can't go lower than 1. So in this case, it's just going to be a 1 base. So going to second, Sinso Chu. And Brandon Phillips gets himself a single. Men on first and second, nobody out here. Jared Weaver running into trouble already. Joey Votto's up. Joey Votto, the lefty, first baseman for Cincinnati. Can they get on the board here early in the bottom of the first inning? Nobody out yet. Men on first and second. Joey Votto, Jared Weaver. Here comes the windup and the pitch. That is a 7-23. Seven's in play. In play 23 is another single by Joey Votto. So we've had a error by Trout that gets Sinso Chu on first. We had a single by Brandon Phillips, and now a single by Joey Votto. Now we got to find the runner advancement. Same thing. We're going to re-roll the dice. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to check the runner at second. So he's on second base. It's Sinso Chu again. So it's happens to be a 0-0. So in this case, you notice the batter. If he's righty, it goes to left. If it's left field, it goes to right. But in this case, that doesn't matter because it's going from second to home. It doesn't matter if it goes to right field or left field because they still have to throw it to home. And the 0 there is going to be deep. So that's going to give a +1 to the dice roll here, which happens to be a 4. 4 + 1 is 5. So you get 5, and he's going to score 2 bases on the hit. So the single, Joey Votto gets himself a single. Sinso Chu comes around to score, and Brandon Phillips goes to third on the play. Deep enough that 2 bases there. Still nobody out. Runners on the corners. 1 man in already. Ryan Ludwig comes in. Ryan Ludwig, where's he? Here he is. So Jared Weaver not off to a good start here in 2013. Beatles Eternally's in the house. Hello, hello, my friend. You're just catching the start of the game. It's bottom of the first inning here. And Cincinnati has been on a tear here. Ryan Ludwig comes up. Still nobody out. Runners on the corners. The windup in the pitch by Jared Weaver. That's a 9-49. 9 is tough. Tough 49 is a strikeout. I am keeping track on my printout I have here. All right, so just since you just joined, I'm going to just recap really quickly. In the first inning, Mike Trout started the game off with a single. Eric Aybar batted second and flied out to center. Albert Pujols struck out, and then Josh Hamilton flied to center. So not much happened in the top half. In the bottom half of the inning, Sinso Chu hit a liner to center field. We had an error check immediately on Mike Trout. He failed his error check. So Sinso Chu got on first with an error. Brandon Phillips came up, hit a single, and it was only a 1-base single, so Sinso Chu went to second. Brandon Phillips went to first. Joey Votto then hit a single, scoring Sinso Chu, Brandon Phillips to third, and now Ryan Ludwig has struck out. So that's where we're at. 1 out here, still men on the corner for Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce right here, the lefty. So Jared Weaver finally records his first out. Happens to be a strikeout. Jay Bruce, wind up in the pitch. Here he goes. It's a 9-37. 9 is tough. Tough 37 is going to be a strikeout. So Jared Weaver, back-to-back Ks. I bring up Todd Frazier. I'm going to try and get this game done within an hour. We've been going about 10 minutes. We're still in the first inning, so I'm trying to cruise through this. And I think keeping score myself over here, not having to do it on the computer, will speed things up. That's what I'm testing today. Todd Frazier, right-hander versus right-hander. Here we go. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. That's a 9-68. 9 is tough. 68. 68 is going to be a G4. G4. And we need to find out if it's a double play or not. So double play is a 6 for Todd Frazier, A double play for Jared Weaver's an 8, so we re-roll the dice and see whether or not it's a double play. If it's not a double play, run's going to score. That's a 9. So 9 is higher than both the double play of 8 and the double play of 6. So it's not a double play. Runner out at second. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. In to score, Brandon Phillips makes it 2-0. Joey Votto out at second. Let's see, how do I do that? Out at second, and Todd Frazier goes to first. So a run comes across, and Votto's taken off, picked off at second, and Todd Frazier on at first. So 2 outs, runners on just at first. And that brings up Zach Cozart. Zach Cozart. Here we go. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. 2 runs across for Cincinnati already. That's an 8.43. 8 again is tough. 43 is a strikeout. So Jared Weaver gives up 1, 2. Gives up 2 hits and an error on the play, so that doesn't count against him. But Cincinnati does score 2 runs in the bottom of the first. They go in the second inning, lead up 2-0. Due up for Anaheim, Mark Trumbo, the hard-hitting, left fielder. Hard-hitting left fielder against Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto had a good first inning. Let's see if he can keep it up. The windup in the pitch, here it comes. That's a 7.73. 7 is tough. 73 is going to be a strikeout. So Mark Trumbo down on the K. That is Cueto's second strikeout. Brings up Howie Kendrick right here. Righty on righty. Howie Kendrick. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. That is a 6.60. 6 is patient. Howie Kendrick. Patient 60, not good enough. That is a fly ball. Left field. Going back. Making the catch at the warning track. Right fielder Jay Bruce. So 2 outs for Alberto Calypso. Alberto Calypso. Right here he is. And the windup and the pitch, here it comes. 2 outs, nobody on here. Ooh, it's a 12.50. 12.50. 12 is patient. 50 is going to be a single. So Calypso's aboard with the single. That brings up Chris Iannetta, the catcher. Chris Iannetta, the catcher. Right here's his card. 2 away here. Chris Iannetta hit 6 home runs against right-handed pitching. Batted 197. Here's the windup in the pitch. It's a 3.70. 3 is defense. A defense 70. Let's look at that. This way. Defense 70 is going to be a third baseman error. I've got all this ready to go on my sheet. Third base, Todd Frazier. Error rating of 4. He's got an error rating of 4, so we look at Great American Ballpark, re-roll the dice, and see what happens here. So an error check of 4. So 1 to 30, it's going to be an error. 1 to 30, here it comes. It's a 78. So it's not an error, and that's going to be a ground ball. Let's see, it was a G... No, we were checking Todd Frazier, so it would be in a G third base 5. So it's a G5, sorry. Got ahead of myself. So that ends the top of the second inning. Nothing aboard for Anaheim. That brings up Ryan Hannigan. Jared Weaver comes back out. Ryan Hannigan against Jared Weaver. The windup and the pitch. Here it comes. That is a 462. 4 is in play. In play 62 is going to be a G4. G4. That brings up Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto. He uses a pitcher card number 5. I'm going to write that down actually while I'm thinking about it. He used pitcher card number 5. All right, so I've already got that ready to go. Here is pitching card number 5. So Jared Weaver against Cueto here. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. And the windup and the pitch. It is a 1270. So 5 is this column here. If you had a 6, it's this column. So they don't have lefty righty matchups on the pitcher card. So number 5 card. And it happens to be a 12, which is a wheelhouse 70. So wheelhouse 70 is a fly ball. It's going out to deep center field. Trout's on his horse, goes back and makes the catch. And two-way here for Sin-So Chu. There he is. Sin-So Chu is first time up. Got aboard with Mike Trout's error in the bottom of the first inning. So Sin-So Chu. Oh, he's got a wheelhouse check. A wheelhouse check of 99, though. That's going to be a fly ball. Hit over into right field, and that's going to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Weaver as he settles down here. We go into the top of the third inning. Still 2-0 Cincinnati. Due up, Jared Weaver. Jared Weaver is a pitching card, pitching card of number 1. So he'll be using this card. Slightly different than Johnny Cueto's card. But now we have Johnny Cueto versus Jared Weaver. Pitcher versus pitcher again. And the windup and the pitch. Here it comes. It's an 866. 8 is tough. Tough 66. Going to be a strikeout. So Jared Weaver in the third with a K. Brings up Mike Trout. Mike Trout. He is 1 for 1 on the day with a single. Interesting enough, the game started off with Johnny Cueto putting a wheelhouse check to Mike Trout. He got underneath it and got a bad result. Second batter up, which was Eric Ibar, he also got a wheelhouse check. And Eric Ibar rolled too high and did not get it. So started off bad for Johnny Cueto with him throwing it right down the middle. But fortunately for Cincinnati, early in the season here, Mike Trout and Eric Ibar weren't on their A game. Anyways, we're in the top of the third inning. It is 2-0 Cincinnati. Mike Trout is back up after getting his just a single. Oh, that's right. He rolled a 49 or something, so he ended up getting a single on the wheelhouse check. That's what happened. It's an 883. 8 is tough. Tough 83 is going to be a G6. So second out, Eric Ibar. Eric Ibar, wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. That is a 377. 3 is defense. Defense 77. Defense 77. We're going to do an error check on the shortstop. Zach Cozart is an E3. An E3 check on Cozart. So 1-41 on the reroll will be an error. And here it comes. It's a 73. Easy put out by shortstop Cozart. Zach Cozart. So that is an E6. Or a G6, sorry. So that ends the inning. And it's another 1-2-3 for Johnny Cueto, who is just cruising through this game at this point. Going into the bottom of the third inning. Due up, Brandon Phillips. Brandon Phillips singled his first time up. The lead off the game, second batter of the game. And the windup in the pitch by Weaver. Weaver has settled down since that first inning. That is a 657. Patient 57 is going to be an F9. So Brandon Phillips out to right field, one away. Joey Votto, the lefty, first baseman for Cincinnati. The windup in the pitch, here it goes. That is a 643. 6 is Patient. Patient 43. That is a walk. Joey Votto with the base on balls. Ryan Ludwig here. Weaver watching Phillips at first. Wind up in the pitch. Looks like Phillips is going to stay. Ryan Ludwig waiting on it. Here it comes. That's a 686. 6 is tough. Tough 86. 86 is going to be a ground ball hit too short. G6. Let's see if it's a double play. That's an 8 and an 8. So anything 8 or less will be a double play. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. That's a 6. That is a double play. And that's going to end the inning. DP double play to shortstop. Double play to shortstop. So Phillips out, fly ball. Joey Votto walked, but he's eliminated on the double play. So we're into the top of the fourth inning. And Albert Pujols back up for Anaheim. Albert Pujols. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. Yeah, Votto, he's pretty consistent. Even though I live just up the road from Cincinnati. I'm not a big Reds fan, obviously, because they play the Cardinals. But I don't mind Cincinnati. They're okay. I mean, they're okay. I kind of like some of their players and stuff. All right, Johnny Cueto, here he goes against Albert Pujols. Pujols, his first time up, struck out. Let's see what he does this time. That's a 720. 7 is tough. 20 is going to be a strikeout. So Albert Pujols 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. Josh Hamilton. Where's Josh? There he is, Josh Hamilton. Let's see, what did he do his first time? He flied out to center field, Josh Hamilton. Here comes the windup in the pitch by Johnny Cueto. Here it is. It is a 492. 4 is tough 92. And that's going to be a fly ball into right field, F9. Mark Trumbo. Jumbo from Trumbo. Let's see if he can do it here, folks. Hit himself 34 home runs in 2013. Here we go. Wind up in the pitch. That's a 10-29. 10 is in play. In play 29. Out of his range. So 29 happens to be a P3. Over to Joey Votto at first. High fly ball. It's taking its time to come down here in Cincinnati, Ohio. But finally, Joey Votto waits on it and makes the catch. Beatles Eternally says Votto always seems to come through with something, at least against the Pirates. And bad year for Cincy this year. And sorry, the Bucks spoiled the Cards last night. Yes, they did. And it looks like they might be doing that again today. Not happy about that. I really hope the Cubs don't make the series. Oh, Beatles Eternally, you're my best friend ever. I hate the Cubs. Hate them. Not because of the rivalry. Oh my God, the fans are so obnoxious and just, ugh. Anyways, I won't even get into that. We're going into the bottom of the fourth inning and due up Jay Bruce. So like Jay Bruce, I saw Jay Bruce play several times. I didn't grow up, but I lived in Columbus, Ohio for 25 years. And so we would go down to Cincinnati once every couple years and watch one of the games and stuff. And so I saw Jay Bruce play a lot. Jay Bruce is not a bad guy, because we get with local sports would interview people, and so I got to know the Cincinnati players really well, and some of them I really like, and some are okay. Jay Bruce is fine. He's nothing wrong with Jay Bruce. Where are we going? Oops, that's not where we're going. We don't want that to happen. Go back. Everyone go back to where you were positioned and stop doing your stupid thing. Okay. Anyways, Jay Bruce is due up. He struck out in the first. Let's see what happens this time. Jay Bruce against Jared Weaver. Weaver can go into the 7th inning. We'll see if he makes it that far here. Down 2-0. We're already in the bottom of this 4th, so I like that. Here comes the windup in the pitch. Unfortunately, every one of my things minimized here, so I didn't get to see the chat. The chat. Anyways, the roll is a 8:36. 8 is tough. Tough 36 is going to be a strikeout. So Jay Bruce with his second K of the game. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts for Jared Weaver. So besides that first inning, he's really started to put them down in order. Due up now is Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier will get to his card here in a second, but here comes the windup in the pitch. That's an 8:54. 8 is tough. Tough 54. Oh, look at that. A 54 is exactly what Todd Frazier needs for a double. So Todd Frazier lines one out into right center field. It rolls all the way to the wall. Trout throws it back in, but Todd Frazier with a stand-up double. One out here in the bottom of the 4th. Zach Cozart. Zach Cozart's up. Mike McAllister's in the house. The Pirates won 4-1 over the Cardinals today. Disappointing. That's just the way the Cardinals have been this year. They'll win 4 or 5 games and then they'll lose like 4. So, all right, Kozar, here we go. What did Kozar do his first time? He struck out to end the first inning there. So let's see if he can get a hit, score a run. That is 8-0-3. 8 is tough. Tough 0. Tough. Anytime you get a tough and a low number, it's almost for sure going to be a strikeout. So that's an 8-0-3. That's going to be a strikeout. So Zach Kozar with a strikeout. So 2 outs here. Todd Frazier still on his second. Ryan Hannigan. Where's Ryan Hannigan? Ryan Hannigan. There he is. Ryan Hannigan up. Ryan Hannigan hit a ground ball to second his first time up. Wind up and the pitch. Here it comes. Ryan Hannigan. It's at 9-0-1. 9 is tough. Again, anytime you roll a really low number on a tough, it's going to be a strikeout. Ryan Hannigan tough. 1-32. Strikeout. So another K. So he strikes out the side and gives up a double to Frazier. So Jared Weaver, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts on the day for Jared Weaver. Very respectable. After that first inning, he got shellacked. We're in the top of the 5th, almost halfway through this. We've been going 37 minutes. I'm going to try and get this done in an hour. So we're just speeding right along here. Howie Kendrick in the second inning, flying out to right field. Howie Kendrick. There he is. Johnny Cueto comes back out here for the top of the 5th. Howie Kendrick. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. That's a 7:58. 7 is tough. Tough 58. Tough 58. And Howie Kendrick gets himself a single. So base hit. Alberto Calypso. Here he is. He bats lefty and righty. So, Howie Kendrick. With Ryan Hannigan having that A1, which is an arm of 1, which is the best stat, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to run on him. So, let's see if Calypso can get a hit. Here comes the windup in the pitch. Coming in fastball here. That's an 8-30. 8 is tough. Tough 30. Tough 30 is a single. So back-to-back singles. Let's find out how far Howie Kendrick goes. Kendrick is a run of 7. So let's look at our chart here. Runner advancement. So runner first. If he's trying to try and make it to third, take that extra base. Let's see what the modifiers are. He's a run of 7, so that's not going to be a modifier. And it was actually on a tough, so that's a +1. And now we got to find out where the ball was hit. That's a 0. So it's going to go into, let's see, who was up? Calypso. Calypso is he's going to be a left-hander, so he's going to hit it into right field. That's going to help right field. So +1 to the dice roll, -1 to the, another +1 to the dice roll because of the tough. And he hit it to right field, and a 3 is shallow, so that's a -1. So it's a +1 to the dice roll. He rolls a 1, +1 is a 2, so he still only takes the 1 base. So going to second on the hit, because it was shallow, Howie Kendrick. So runners on for first and second, nobody out here, and the Anaheim Angels have something going in the 5th. Chris Iannetta comes in. Chris Iannetta, there he is. What's his bunt? Bunt is D. Hang on, no roll. Once I click it, it just automatically starts, but no roll because I want to look at bunting of D. What's that give him? He's a catcher, so where is bunt? D. 25. Yeah, so D's a pretty good bunter. So Chris Iannetta is going to lay down the bunt. He's going to try and lay out the bunt here. When attempting to squeeze bunt, no. Runner safe. Blah, 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 blah. So Iannetta going to try and get over the runners here. Well, you know what? We have Jared Weaver up next, so Weaver will probably do it anyways. So Iannetta, we're just going to let him hit. Runners on first and second. Nobody out here. Chris Iannetta. Let's see if he can get a big hit. 2-0 Cincinnati. We're in the top of the 5th. Here comes the wine. Oh, it's a 12. 12-31. 12 is patient. Patient 31 is going to be a walk. So Chris Iannetta on with the walk. And that loads the bases. With nobody out here. Ooh, for the pitcher. Interesting. And he uses pitcher card number 1. Yep, Cueto is rattled at this point, Beatles Eternally says. He's given up a single to Kendrick, a single to Calypso, and a walk to Iannetta. I think Jared Weaver is just going to swing away. I don't particularly want to try and bunt him home. Let's see what happens. Here it comes, the windup in the pitch. It's a 9-17. 9 is ballpark. Uh-oh. A ballpark 17. You know what that means? If we look at the ballpark here, Great American Ballpark, a 17 is a wheelhouse check. So Jared Weaver with the wheelhouse check. Now he is a number 1, so he is, the best he can do is a double and a single. So 1 to only 9. So he's about a 10% chance of getting a hit here, which is about the best you could ask for with the pitcher up. Cueto leaves another curveball hanging. Can we get a hit from the pitcher? Here comes the windup in the end. It is an 81. So an 81 actually ends up being a ground ball hit to short. So ground ball hits to short, double play. Let's find out if a double play is in order. A 9 and a 9. So 9 or less, it will be a double play. They'll give up the run for 2 outs. And it is a 10. It is not a double play. Only plays at first because it's higher than both the results. Actually, I believe that's right. No, it's actually, let me look at that real quick because I don't want to jip anyone here, but I believe, as a 2d6 total is higher than either of the double play runner on first base is out at second. Batter is safe at first. All others advance 1 base. If the 2d6 is greater than 10, all runners advance 1 base and the batter's out. So it had to be greater than 10. Okay. So with that, decent hit actually. Howie Kendrick comes in to score. Going to third base is Calypso. Iannetta out at second on the fielder's choice. And Jared Weaver goes on to first base. That brings up Mike Trout. We have runners on the corners for Mike Trout. Mike Trout is singled and grounded to short. So they come out, have a meeting on the mound here. Meeting on the mound. Cueto, can he get through this 5th inning? Runners on the corners, 1 out, 1 away for Mike Trout. They're going to pitch him, you know what? No roll again. Thinking about this. Do they intentionally walk Mike Trout to set up the double play? No, they still have a double play opportunity because the pitcher's on at first. Right, okay. So runner's still at the corner. Mike Trout. This roll will count. Here we go. Mike Trout against Johnny Cueto. 2-1 Cincinnati, top of the 5th. Runners on the corners, 1 away. Mike Trout at the plate. That's a 9.97. 9 is ballpark. 97, though, is going to be out of the wheelhouse range. So it's going to be just an in-play check. In play for Mike Trout. 35 and less, he'll have himself a hit. Mike Trout, can he come through for Anaheim? Re-roll the dice. Let's see what comes up. That's a 0-4. 0-4 in play is a double. So a double for Mike Trout. And that's going to do some damage. That is going to do some damage. Calypso comes in to score. And Jared Weaver goes to third on the play. There is a possibility he could come home. Let's check out our check here. So on a double, the pitcher is a runner of 6. So runner of 6 is a -1 to the 6-sided dice. We do have to find out where it was hit. Let's see if he makes it from first to third on the double by Trout. It's only a 2, but we'll see. It's 7-7 is right field, off the wall. Off the wall gives you a -1 to the 6-sided dice. That's not going to be good enough. Because he's also a -1 because of his speed. So 2 minus 2 is just 2 bases. So just 2 bases for Weaver. That puts runners on at second and third. But we got us a tie ball game here. Still runners on at second and third with only 1 out. Mike Trout comes through for Anaheim. That brings up Eric Ibar. Fly to center and grounded to short. Eric Ibar, runners on his second and third. They could no roll, no roll, no roll. Let me think about this. Do they intentionally walk Ibar? Set up the double play again? No, no. They are going to play in though. They are going to play in. If they play in, if base is loaded and the 2d6 total is 6 or less, runner on third base out at home, batter out at first, all others advance one base. If base is not loaded or the 2d6 total is 7 or more, see below. All right, so we use the infield in whenever there is a fly, pop-up, or lineup. Use below on GO results. GO results. Ground out results. Okay. Use below on the ground out. I got you. Okay, so infield is going to play in. If it's a ground out, then we use that chart. Otherwise, we just go with what's on the card. Blah, blah, blah. Right, got it. Eric Ibar. And what do we say? Fly to center, grounded to short. Runners on second, Mike Trout. Runner on a third, Jared Weaver. One away here. Big play. Can Johnny Cueto get this? Get him out of the inning. We've got us a tie ball game. Here comes the pitch. It's a 4-19. 4 is tough. 19 is going to be a strikeout. So Cueto buckles down after the meeting on the mound and gets that all-important second out. But that brings up Mr. Albert Pujols. Mr. Albert Pujols. But if you're a Pujols fan such as me, he's not having a very good day as he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Can Albert Pujols deliver? Let's find out. Here comes the windup in the pitch. Johnny Cueto trying to get Albert Pujols swinging for the third time in the day. Let's see. Here it comes. It is 6:49. 6 is patient. Patient 49 is going to be a single for Albert Pujols. And Albert Pujols with the single. And because there's 2 outs, everyone gets 2 bases. So Mike Trout scores and Jared Weaver scores, and 4 runs come across as Albert Pujols with 2 RBIs. And that might be it for Johnny Cueto. Who's up? Due up. Josh Hamilton is due up. Josh is up this way. He's a lefty. Yep, they're going to go to the pen. Cincinnati is going to the pen. Johnny Cueto's day is done. He's just run out of steam this early in the season. They haven't built up their stamina yet. And I just need to figure out who Cincinnati's going to be pulling in here. I do have all of I've pre-done. I'll just show you guys this since it's on the other screen. So like Cincinnati here, you see all of the CIN. So here's Chapman, Simmons, Arroyo. So I went through, and last night when I was watching Al, Red Sox fan, do his live stream, I was just cutting and pasting and copying everything so I'd be ready to go. So I got all the pitchers done for quite a few of the teams, not all of them, maybe half the teams. Let's look at Jonathan Broxton. And let me see, is he a lefty or righty? He's a righty. I'd really like to bring in a lefty, though. Xavier Paul. I don't know if I actually did Xavier Paul, to tell you the truth. No, I did not. Oh, because he was a pinch hitter, not a net. All right. This might take me a minute here because I need to figure out who Cincinnati's left-handers are. Pedro, he's a righty. Come on. Sam McClure, he's a righty. Shane Marshall, here's a lefty. All right, so Johnny Cueto's day is done. So I'm going to... And coming in to replace Johnny Cueto, Shane Marshall. All right. Lefty. The reason they're doing this is because... oops, it's a little bit too big. There we go. Due up for Anaheim, Josh Hamilton. He only hit 179 against left-handed pitching. So Shane Marshall comes in, relieving Cueto here in 4 2/3. Cueto went 4 2/3. Well, let's see here. Josh Hamilton against Shane Marshall. I have to remember to use the left side now. Beatles Eternally says, as Pittsburgh fans yelled in the wild card game, Cueto. Cueto. Cueto? Is that what they yelled? Anyways, Josh Hamilton, lefty on lefty. Let's see what happens. It's a 9-12. 9 is in play. Ooh, that's not good. In play 12 is going to be a single. Josh Hamilton with a single. 2 outs, so Pujols is going to go to third on the single. That brings up Mark Trumbo with runners on the corner, still 2 outs. Mark Trumbo against the left-hander, Shane Marshall. Here's the windup in the pitch. Here it comes. Trumbo, let's see, what is Trumbo? Struck out in the second and popped to first in the fourth. So Mark Trumbo 0 for 2 on the day. Wind up in the pitch. That's a 7:45, tough 45, and that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. They batted around. Well, 9 batters came up in that inning. It started off with Kendrick, then Calypso, Iannetta, Weaver, Trout, Ibar, Pujols, and Hamilton, and then Trumbo. So they batted all the way around 9 batters that time. And scored 4 runs. They now lead Cincinnati 4-2 going into the bottom of the 5th. And it didn't look like it was going to be a good day for Jared Weaver if you were here for that first inning. But ever since then, it's been, let's see, second inning, 3 and out. Third inning, 3 and out. Fourth inning, he gave up a double and 3 strikeouts. So it's been 3 good innings since that first. Due up for Cincinnati will be a pinch hitter. Pinch hitter Xavier Paul is coming in. Let's see here. Xavier Paul is coming in right here to pinch hit because it's Cueto's spot. Well, Cueto used to be there, but Shane Marshall's there, was there. But obviously they don't want the pitcher batting, so they're going to be bringing in Xavier Paul against Jared Weaver. And the reason they're doing that is I'm trying to use players that actually played in the game. So if there's like a pitcher or a substitution, I usually no roll, just so you guys don't get crazy. So like I use Baseball Reference, obviously. So like if there's pitching substitutions, I might not use them in the exact order, but I like to use the ones that actually came in and played during the game. And in this case, Cincinnati, you can see here, they wanted to go with Broxton, but Broxton was right-hander. We needed a left-hander. So I will change it. I'm not going to stick strictly with what had happened. But you see Xavier Paul came in to pinch hit. So that's why Xavier Paul's coming in. It obviously might not be the best choice because he only batted 190. I'm sorry, he only batted 253. But, you know, that's why I do the things I do. So everyone might do it differently, but that's the way I do things. So I'm sure Beatles Eternally has his own system, and Mike McAllister and Al Red Sox fan or whatever. So here we go. Xavier Paul. That's a 363. 3 is defense. Defense is 63. That's the wrong chart. A defense of 63. A defense. Where is it? Here it is. Here it is. No, that's not it. Where is it? Here it is. 63. 63 is third base. So third baseman Alberto Calypso. He is an error of 2, E2. So it's an E2 check. E2, error 2. Oh, so 1 to 57 is an error. Let's find out. Re-roll these dice and find out what had happened here. Xavier Paul might get a board with the error. Let's find out. That's a 55. So 55, just barely an error off the end of his glove. Calypso, third baseman, off this end of his glove. Now we look at the error check here, and it was at the third baseman. So we look at the 2d6, which happens to be a 3. 3 is one base error. So second error on the day here for Anaheim. And Xavier Paul is aboard with the error on Calypso. And we're back up to the top of the order here in the 5th inning. Sin-So Choo. Xavier Paul, we should look at his run rating. He's only a 6 run, R6. So that's going to give him a steal of F is not good. F steal against a 1 is going to be the lowest possible chance. So obviously not going to be stealing here in this case. Sin-So Choo has, what has he done? He got aboard very first to lead off the game on an error by Mike Trout. Then he flied into left field, and he hasn't been up since the 2nd inning. That's how well Jared Weaver's pitched. It's now the 5th inning. He's finally back up. Sin-So Choo, the lefty here. The windup in the pitch, here it comes. That is a 6-16. 6 is patient. Patient 16 is a walk. So Sin-So Choo walks. And going to second, Xavier Paul. So runners at first and second, nobody out. And Cincinnati got something going here. Meeting on the mound, Jared Weaver might be tiring just like Johnny Cueto did. Brandon Phillips has singled and flied into right field. They're going to go ahead and leave Weaver in for the moment. We shall find out. Jared Weaver against Brandon Phillips, the windup and the pitch. Here it comes. That is a 5.78. 5 is in play. In play 78 is going to be a fly ball. Hit into center field. Making the catch, Mike Trout. And retreating back to second base is going to be Xavier Paul. With his 6 speed, he's not going anywhere. That brings up Joey Votto, 1 out here. Joey Votto in the bottom of the 5th. Joey Votto has got himself a single and a walk. So 1 for 1 with a walk on the day. Been on base 2 times. Wind up in the pitch, it's a 7.36. 7's in play. In play 36 is just what Votto needs for a single. 8 to 36 is exactly what he needs for an in-play check. So that's going to be a single by Votto. And we're going to find out it's an in-play check. Let's find out the advancement here on the single. So runner in second, can he come all the way to score? Let's roll these dice and find out. Here comes the windup in the pitch. Xavier Paul is a 6, so he gets a -1. Oh, it's a 6, though, so that might make a difference. -1. The 2 tells us it went to left field. The 3 tells us it was shallow, so that's another -1. It was hit on in play, so that's a 0. So it's a -2 to the 6. That's going to give him a 4. So he still scores from second. So all runners take 2 bases. Go back here. So two bases on the single by Joey Votto. And coming in to score is Xavier Paul. And going to third, Sinso Chu. Joey Votto, runners on the corners for Ryan Ludwig. Ryan Ludwig, here he is. And that might be it for Jared Weaver. One out, runners on the corners. They're going to play back and go for the double play. I think they're going to try and get him out of the inning here. All right, we'll see. Ryan Ludwig against Jared Weaver. 9:30. 9 is tough. 30 is going to be a strikeout. So Jared Weaver tells him, wait up a minute, boys. I've still got a little bit left in the tank here. That's his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th strikeout of the game. That brings up Jay Bruce, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts for Jay Bruce today. Runners on the corners. Jay Bruce is a lefty. He did bat considerably less against left-handers. So, yeah, that was a big strikeout. Beatles Eternally says big strikeout. That's 2 outs now here. Do they bring in a lefty to face off against Jay Bruce? He had twice as many home runs against right-handed pitching. I think they do. I think Jared Weaver's day is done, ladies and gentlemen. Jared Weaver, he's going to the showers here as the manager's made the call to the pen. And let me check and see. I'll just slide this out of the way so it doesn't bother you guys. Let's see. Garrett Richards. Let's see if he's a lefty. He's a righty. All right. Shane Burnett. Let's see here. I don't have his card. Shane Burnett. Kevin Jensen. Kevin Jensen. Do I have his card? C.J. Wilson. Kevin Jensen. He's a right-hander as well. Michael Korn. He's a righty. Here's the lefty, Scott Downs. He is a short reliever. Okay, that sounds like a good play. Scott Downs did come in and play in the real-life game. So Jared Weaver's day is done. Done. Thank you. So Jared Weaver's day is done. And that brings in Scott Downs for Anaheim. So, just minimize this so I can see the chat over there. All right, so due up is Jay Bruce. There he is right here is his card against Scott Downs. Downs came in and pitched in 43 games. Gave up only 1 home run, 11 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Let's see if he can get the job done here against Jay Bruce. Here comes the windup in the pitch. Here comes the 2-2's the count. There it is. Big play of the game right now. That's a 7-13. 7 is tough. A tough 13 against the left-hander is going to be a strikeout, and back-to-back Ks get Anaheim out of the inning, but 1 run does score, and Cincinnati creeps ever closer. It is now 4-3 going into the 6th inning. So Shane Marshall's out of the game because he came in to pitch, but then we had a pinch hitter. So he's out. That brings back up Cincinnati here. Should just try to keep this up over here. Cincinnati. Now would be a good time for Cincinnati to bring in Broxton here. Where's the big boy, Jonathan Broxton? So coming in to pitch for Cincinnati Jonathan Broxton. Hello, Max Cornelius is in the house. Woohoo! So coming into pitch, Jonathan Broxton for Cincinnati. Jonathan Broxton. He's going to be facing off against Howie Kendrick. Here's Howie's card. Howie Kendrick is flying out to right field in the second inning and had himself a single in the fifth. So Broxton versus Howie Kendrick, righty on righty matchup here. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. Jonathan Broxton. That's a 7.58. 7's in play 58 against the righty. 58 is going to be a F9. So fly ball out to right field. Making the catch out there, Jay Bruce. Alberto Calypso, who is 2 for 2 on the day with a single and a I think it's a single and a single. So 2 singles for Alberto Calypso. I didn't know he was so good. Against Jonathan Broxton here. He's going to be batting from the left side here. It's a switch hitter. Calypso winding. Here comes the pitch. We got a 10-36. So 10 is patient. Patient 36 against the righty. That's a walk. So Alberto Calypso on board again with the walk. Chris Iannetta grounded to third in the second inning and hit into a fielder's choice in the fifth. So Chris Iannetta against Jonathan Broxton here. Still 4-3 Anaheim. Top of the 6. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. That is an 8-13. 8 is tough. 13 is going to be a K. So Iannetta with the K. That brings up Scott Downs' day is done. As quickly as he arrived, his day is done. And coming in to pinch hit is going to be JB Shuck. Right here is JB Shuck. JB Shuck. JB Shuck. There he is. All right, so Shuck against Jonathan Broxton here. Good time for Shuck to come in. One away here, runner on at first. Sorry, 2 away here, runner on at first. JB Shuck. That's a 10-39. 10 is patient. Patient 39 is going to be a single. So JB Shuck 39 is going to be a single. Patient single. And with 2 away, that's going to get everyone 2 bases. So Calypso goes to third. Weaver on first. All right, JB Shuck with the big single. Going to third is Calypso. 2 away here for Mike Trout. And once again, Mike Trout with runners on the corners, just like he was in the 5th inning, came up with a big hit. Let's see if Mike Trout can get another big hit. Jonathan Broxton against Mike Trout here in the top of the 6th inning. That's an 8.87. 8 is tough. Tough 87 is going to be ground ball hit to short. That's a G6. And that's going to end the inning. So 1 hit No runs and no errors there. Nothing across in the 6th. Go into the bottom of the 6th, but now we need to get a pitcher. Jared Richards is coming in. Garrett Richards. Oops, I need to get my cards out here. For LA. Hopefully I got him. Garrett Richards, there he is. Right-handers coming in. Garrett Richards. Garrett Richards is coming in. He came in 47 games. All right, due up for Cincinnati here in the bottom of the 6th. We have Todd Frazier, who got a single and a double. Single and a double for Todd Frazier. 2 for 2 on the day. And where's our little dice roller? There it is. All right, so Garrett Richards against Todd Frazier. Here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning. Todd Frazier wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. 2 for 2 on the day. That's a 2-0-4. 2 is patient. Yes, patient. And that's going to be a walk. So Todd Frazier gets himself a walk. That's only the second walk given up by Anaheim today. The other walk was in the 5th inning to Sin-Soo Choo. Zach Cozart here, right next to him. Zach Cozart. Cozart struck out twice so far, once in the 1st and once in the 4th. Runner on at first, Zach Cozart. Garrett Richards, windups and the pitch. Here it comes. 10-14. 10 is defense. Defense of 14. Defense of 4. Oops, wrong thing first. We need to find out. Where is the damn chart? Here it is. A defense of 14. Yes, 14. So third baseman range. Third baseman is Alberto Calypso. He's got a range of B. So if we look at our chart here, Great American Ballpark, a B. So 1 to 32 will be a hit. Everything else, he'll make the play. Wind up in the, or not the wind up in the pitch here. We're going to find out. Calypso diving for that ball. Does he get it? It is a 25. 25B is a hit. So he cannot get it. And Zach Cozart gets himself a hit. Let's find out what kind of hit. The dice roll here is a 7. So a 7 on a hit to third base is going to be a single. 1 star, so 1 base advancement. So Todd Frazier, 1 base. And a base hit for Zach Cozart. So runners on first and second for Ryan Hannigan. Ryan Hannigan has grounded to second and struck out. The windup and the pitch by Garrett Richards. Not off to a very effective start here for Anaheim. Here it is. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Ryan Hannigan waits. Here it comes. 7:45 in play. 45. And against a right-hander, 45 is going to be a ground ball. Hit to third. Can they turn the double play? That's a 7 and a 10. So let's find out. 7 or less on the 2D6 will be a double play. And that is a 7. So 7 or less is a double play. So Ryan Hannigan, double play. Out at second, out at first. Going to third on the double play, Todd Frazier. So runner on third with 2 away. And that brings up Jonathan Broxton or a pinch hitter. They're going to try and get another inning out of Broxton here, I think. They can't like destroy their bullpen in like one day. They've already brought in Cueto, Sean Marshall, Broxton. If they brought another one in, we're only in the 6th inning, so they're going to let Brox hit. I don't know what his is right off the bat, so I'm going to have to look at his card real quick here. Broxton, we're going to use card number 3. Okay, so I will have to get that. Card number 3. Pitching card, where is it? Pitching card 3. Here we are. All right, so runner on in third. Golden opportunity with two outs, so yeah, they got to leave Broxton in there. Hopefully he can get it. So we're going to be looking at the number 3 card there against Garrett Richards. That is a 682. 6 is tough. That's a strikeout. And Broxton, Jonathan Broxton. And he strikes out to end the inning. All right, back up to top of 7 here. We got Eric Ibar coming up. Eric Ibar's had an interesting day. Fly to center, grounded to short, and a strikeout. Lots of different effects. Broxton comes back in. He needs to nail down this 7th inning. That's a 481. 4 is tough. Tough 81 against a righty is going to be a fly ball to center. So Ibar flies out to Sinso Chu. That brings up Albert Pujols, who struck out twice and hit himself into a double. So Albert Pujols, 1 for 3 on the day. Lined up in the pitch, here it comes, Jonathan Broxton, Albert Pujols. Locked up in this matchup once again. That's a 7-0-4. In play 0-4 against a righty, and back-to-back doubles by Pujols. One in the 5th inning, and now here in the 7th inning, and Albert Pujols with the double. And that brings up Josh Hamilton. Josh Hamilton one away here in the 7th inning. Josh Hamilton, he's fly to center, fly to right, and got himself a single. That's a 964. 9 is Patience 64. Oh, just outside his range there. 64. Ground ball hit to short. Double play 6. Let's find out. Is it a double play? 6 or less will be a double play. No, it will. No double play. Because Albert Pujols is on second, not on first. My bad. So they're just going to get the runner out at first. Josh Hamilton, that's a G6. Pujols with his running speed of 6 does not go anywhere. Wait a second. It was a shortstop. Yeah. So he will stay where he's at. And that brings up 2 away here for Mark Trumbo. 2 strikeouts and a pop-up to first. Mark Trumbo 0 for 3. He's due for a big hit. We need a jumbo from Trumbo. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. That is a 760. 7 is in play. In play 60 is going to be too high. That's going to be a fly ball hit into right field. Going back. Jay Bruce makes the catch. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4 inning as Albert Pujols did get a double in there somewhere. Well, Garrett Richards comes back out. Garrett Richards does come back out. No, he just, let me think. Yeah, I don't think they pinch hit for. They pinch hit for Jared Weaver, but they haven't pinch hit for Garrett Richards. So I believe. Garrett Richards, will be coming back out. He'll be facing off against, where are we at? We're at the top of the lineup here for Cincinnati. Sin-So Chu against Garrett Richards. Lineup in the pitch, here it comes. It's a 12, which is a wheelhouse 63. Sin-So Chu 63. Oh, just outside his range. And that could have tied up the game, but nope. It's a G6 for Sin-So Chu. 1 out. Oh, by the way, we hit the 7th inning stretch here, and I forgot to sing our song. If you guys want to go ahead and sing it, let me know how you do. We're taking us out to the ball game here as Brandon Phillips. He's 1 for 3 with a single on the day. Brandon Phillips 1 for 3. Things have settled down here in these middle late innings here. 6, 7. That's a 7:27. 7's in play. 27 is just what Brandon Phillips needs to get himself a single. So Brandon Phillips is aboard. Brandon Phillips is a C stealer. Let's see what his chance. It's going to be a C. INET is a 4, so C4. Brandon Phillips is going to try and get the jump. Hold rating of 7. Let's find out. 7 or less, he gets the jump. Here it comes. It's an 8. He does not get the jump. So he has to stay put. He tried for it though. But anyways, Joey Votto, 2 walk and 2 singles for Joey Votto here. Where's this card? Joey Votto. All right. Joey Votto, 2 for 2 with a walk on the day here against Garrett Richards. The windup in the pitch, that's a 349. 3 is ballpark. Ballpark 49 does not sound like a good number. Anything less than 53 is going to be a wheelhouse, no matter if you're a righty or lefty. So that's a wheelhouse check here for Joey Votto. 1-30, and he's got himself his first home run of the season. 31-34, it's a double. 35-53 is a single. So more than a 50% chance of getting himself at least a base hit. Here comes the windup not the windup in the pitch, but here comes, it's a 40. 40 is a single for Joey Votto. A single. And that's from the wheelhouse check. So Brandon Phillips is going first to third. So runners on the corners with 1 out here for Ryan Ludwig. Runners on the corners, 1 away here for Ryan Ludwig. 2 strikeouts and hit into a double play in the 3rd inning. So Ryan Ludwig not having a great day. Garrett Richards also not having a great outing here. And Beatles Eternally says, see, Joey Votto just keeps getting it done. And yes, he does. He does, in fact, my friend. Here it is, the windup in the pit. Garrett Richards, curveball, 2-2 count coming into Ryan Ludwig. That's a 7-0-9 in play. 0-9, and that is a single. A single by Ludwig, and that's going to score Brandon Phillips. And it was an in-play check, so Joey Votto is going to stay at second. First and second, and that ties up the ball game. Still only 1 out. Runners on first and second for Jay Bruce. Things are getting real interesting real quick here as Jay Bruce has 3 strikeouts on the day. And this one more hit and Garrett Richards will be done. Wind up in the pitch, here it comes. Can he get Bruce out again? That's a 5.93, in play 93. It doesn't matter, that's going to be a fly ball. F9. And that's the second out. Brings up Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier has a walk, a double, and a single. So he's been on all 3 times. Todd Frazier off to a hot start this season. Can Garrett Richards gets that last out of the inning. Here it comes. Todd Frazier, the righty, batted .233, 2013. We got a 764. In play, 64 is going to be a... Whoa, I almost jumped the gun here. In play, wait, 7. Yes, in play. Okay, I did not jump the gun. 64. That's going to be a G4 to end the inning. So with the RBI by Ryan Ludwig, Brandon Phillips scores, a run crossed. Going into the 8th inning, we got us a 4-4 ball game. 4-4 going into the 8th inning. And Broxton's day is going to have to, well, let's see. He'd be batting 3rd. Yeah, I think Broxton's day is done. He's been out there for a couple innings, so time for him to hit the showers. And they're going to be bringing in Sam LeClure. So, all right, so we have a pitching change here. Sam LeClure is coming in. He'll face off against Howie Kendrick. Howie Kendrick is 2 fly balls to right field, 1 in the 2nd inning, 1 in the 6th inning, but also then a big single and scored a run in the 5th inning. So we got Howie Kendrick against Sam LeClure. And we got a tie ball game going in the 8th inning. And that might mean Ronaldo's Chapman might come in if Cincinnati can score in the bottom of the 8th. 8-36. 8 is tough. Tough 36 against the righty is going to be a strikeout. So, oops, sorry, wrong spot there. We're in the 8th inning. Alberto Calypso here with, wow, a walk and 2 singles. We've got some hot hitting players here in the start of this season. I tell you what, several players are 3 for 3 with a walk. Calypso, single in the 2nd, single in the 5th, and walked in the 6th. 2 for 2 with a walk. And the windup in the pitch at 6:55. 6 patient 55. Patient 55 is going to be a single. And once again, Calypso with the single. Oops, single. Chris Iannetta grounded to 3rd in the 2nd. Fielder's choice in the 5th and struck out in the 6th. So Iannetta here against Sam LeClure. Runner on at first. Tie ball game. Calypso. He does have that. We'll give Iannetta a chance here. See what happens. Wind up in the pitch. It's a 9-0-2. 9's tough. 0-2 is going to be a strikeout. So Iannetta struck out in the 6th and now struck out in the 8th. It's 2-way here. And that brings up Garrett Richards or a pinch hitter. So it looks like pinch hitters coming in for Richards. And that's going to be Brendan Harris. Brendan Harris is coming in. There he is over here, way over there on the right-hand side. Sam McClure trying to get out of the inning. 2 strikeouts so far. Runner on at first. Hang on, no pitch, no pitch. I want to see what Calypso's. I want to see what his steal is in F. Oh, okay, forget it. Not very good stealer. So Brendan Harris, you need to do this. All right, here we go. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. 439. 4 is patient. And a 39 is going to be a single. Brandon Harris does it. Single. So Brandon Harris singles and going all the way to third is going to be Alberto Calypso. That brings up, once again, I think this is the 3rd inning in a row. Runners on the corners for, you guessed it, Mike Trout. Runners on the corners for Mike Trout. Last time delivered a no. Last time up was in the 6th inning in a ground ball to short. It was the 5th inning. 5th inning, he got himself a single to score 2 runs there. So Mike Trout, 2 outs, runners on the corners once again. Top of 8th inning. A big hit by Mike Trout, and this game could be turning for Anaheim. We shall see. Mike Trout wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. It's a 6:32. 6 is patient. Patient 32 is going to be, for Mike Trout against the right-hander, is going to be a walk. So they walked Mike Trout, probably a little intentionally, to load the bases for Eric Ibar. Bases loaded here, top 8. We have Calypso on at third, Brendan Harris on his second, Mike Trout on at first. Nowhere to put him. Eric Ibar has flied to center in the first, grounded to short in the third, struck out in the 5th, and flied to center field in the 7th. He's 0 for 4 on the day. Can he get something here for Anaheim? Top 8, bases loaded, nowhere to put him. Sam McClure with the windup in the pitch. Here it comes. That is an 11-65. 11 is tough. Tough 65 against the right-hander. And it's a ground ball to short to end the inning. A G6. And nothing across in the top of the 8th. That means we got a new. Yes, we have us a new pitcher as Garrett Richards' day is done. And that's going to bring up Sean Burkett. Sean Burkett. Then you didn't do something right.
I know.
Sean Burnett is coming out to pitch. I'll be out in a minute. As long as I have his card, he'll be coming. All right, where are we? Who's coming out? Sean. Where is he? Sean Burnett. I don't have his card. Damn it. All right. Well, it'll only take me a second to make one for him. Assuming he has a card. Sean. Where are you? Are you even part of this group? Yes, there he is. Sean Burnett. All right. So, alt, print screen. Show you guys how I do this here, right? And then I select it. And I select it. I crop it. And then I save it. I save it as a JPEG. I call it LAL Sean Burnett. Close out of that. Open this. There he is. See, it doesn't take me very long to do it, now that I've done it like a bazillion million times. All right, so bottom 8, Sean Barnett comes out. He'll be facing off against the 7, 8, 9 hitter, Zach Kozar. 2 strikeouts and a single. Zach Kozar. But we're going to have to take a quick break here. The wife is trying to cook something on the grill, and she can't get it started. So I'm going to take a quick break. Zach Kozar here, 2 strikeouts and a single. So we'll look at that here just in a minute. Guys, give me about 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, guys. Apologize for that. You know how it is. All right. Anywho, where are we? We are in the bottom of the 8th inning here with Zach Kozar up. He's facing off against Shane Burnett. Let's see what happens. I have to get everything repositioned again. All right, back in the fold. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Nobody out, nobody on. Here we go. Sean Burnett, the lefty, throwing against Zach Kozar. Right here's his card. Let's see what happens. That's a 984. 9 is tough. 84. Tough 84 is going to be a ground ball hit to short. The scoop throws over in time. Good play there by Eric Ibar. Had a rough day at the plate, but he's made some good defensive plays. Ryan Hannigan has struck out, hit into a double play, and grounded to, he's hit it to second in the 2nd inning. He struck out in the 4th, and he hit into a double play in the 6th inning. So due up in the 8th here is Ryan Hannigan. Here he is. Have to remember to look at the left-handed side too. 894. It's probably not going to matter. Patient 84. Yep, not going to matter. That's another ground ball hit to Ibar. And once again, 2 for 2 on the. And that brings up Sam LeClure, but his day is done as Cincinnati is going to be pinch hitting here. Cincinnati is pinch hitting. They're going to be bringing in the switch hitting Derek Robertson. Derek Robinson, switch hitter over here. Facing off against the left-handed Shane Burnett. Wind up and the pitch. He is very good against left-handers, 288 average. Here it comes. That's a 991. It's not going to matter. Tough 91 is going to be ground ball hit to short. So 3 plays, all 3 ground balls hit right at Eric Ibar. He makes all 3 of them. And that just means Sam McClure's day is done. So Sam McClure's day is done. Well, let's see. Who is Cincinnati going to bring in? This is more than they've done in real life. So now I have to Zach Duke. Well, let's see. They're going to be facing off against Pujols. Let's see here. We made quite a few changes. Yeah, Pujols is pretty bad against left-handed. So Zach Duke coming in to pitch. At least against Albert Pujols, he's coming in to pitch. Zach Duke against Albert Pujols. We're in the 9th inning. We got us a 4-4 ball game. Hopefully you guys at home are enjoying this. Ken Castro's in the house. Woo, yeah. Albert Pujols is 2 for 4 on the day with a double and a single and 2 strikeouts. 2 for 4 on the day. Here we go. Albert Pujols against Zach Duke. Lefty versus righty. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. That's an 1186. 11 is a ballpark. 86. Albert's a right-hander. It's probably out of the range. So right-handed, it's just an in-play check. So re-rolling an in-play check for Albert Pujols. So anything less than 26 is a base hit. Let's find out. That's a 61. That's not going to get it done. That's a G4 for Albert Pujols. 1 away. Josh Hamilton steps up to the plate here. Josh Hamilton flied out to center, flied out to right. Got himself a single in the 5th inning and then grounded to short in the 7th. So 1 for 4 in the day for Josh Hamilton. Lefty on lefty, and they're going to leave Zach Duke out there. Josh Hamilton did not hit great against left-handers, only a 201 average. Let's see what he can do this time. Zach Duke, 2-2 curveball. Here it comes. That's a 1074. Defense 74. We need to look at the defense chart here. Yep, this one. Defense 74. There we are. 74 is going to be a shortstop check. Of course, that's Zach Cozart. Zach Cozart has an E3 rating. E3, so 1 to 41 is an error. Let's find out, does Zach Cozart commit the error or makes a good play? 41 or less, it's an error. Here it comes. He makes a dive, and it's a 15. So gets up from his knees and throws it out of play, or something happened here. That's an error. Now we have to check the error. That is a 15 against that shortstop. So ball was hit to short. We have a 6. 6 is a 1-base error. So getting aboard Josh Hamilton on the error. E6. That brings up Mark Trumbo, who's had a pretty quiet day here. Struck out in the 7th, popped to first in the 4th, struck out in the 5th, flied out to right field in the 7th. Runner on first, Josh Hamilton. He's got an A-rated steal. Are they going to take it off? Let's take a look at this. Might be interesting. Ryan Hannigan is an A1. So we look at the 1 and we look at Josh Hamilton's steal, which is an A. So it's an A1 check. A1 is going to be right in the middle. Do they risk sending him? I think they do. Josh Hamilton, they're going to play aggressive. They're going to try and get the jump. They still need to get the jump. So 8 or less, they can get the jump. Let's see what finds out. Here we go. It is an 8. So he does get the jump. The percentile dice is a 0.5, though. 0.5 is going to be CB plus error 2 question mark. That's interesting. So it's a runner safe with the stolen base. Roll 1d6. If higher than the catcher's E rating, it's a wild throw into the outfield. The runner advances 1 extra base. If result is less than or equal to the catcher's error rating, no error. So the catcher is a 1. So we're going to roll our special multicolored 6-sided dice to find out. It looks like SB, so it's a stolen base plus a possible E2. Let's find out. Did Ryan Hannigan airmail that one to center field? That is a 6, so it is not. Wait a minute. His error. I'm sorry, it's an error check. His error rating is Ryan Hannigan's an E5. E5 and roll a D6 if higher than the catcher's E rating. A wild throw into the outfield. Runner advances an extra base. So it was a wild throw by Ryan Hannigan. Airmailed that one to center base. Or center base. How about center field? Josh Hamilton gets a steal and then takes off to third on the wild throw. Another E. That's an E2. So Josh Hamilton gets aboard with an E6, takes off, steals second, and then gets to third on an E2. 2 errors puts Josh Hamilton in position, standing on third base with only 1 out here for Mark Trumbo. And Cincinnati's defense has come apart here in the top of the 9th inning. Tie ball game 4-4. What an outcome that happened to be. The chances of that happening, hold it, no roll, no roll. So just so we go through that one more time, the chances of him getting a steal are, kind of 50-50-ish about. But to get a caught stealing and a possible error, you have to roll between 3 and 12, which we did. So it's only a, like an 8-9% chance there. And then you have to roll a D6, and it has to be higher than the catcher's E rating. In this case, Ryan Hannigan is an E5. So the only thing that would cause him to throw an error was a 6, and that's what he rolled, was a 6. So the chance of that happening, so slim. But yet, you witnessed it here, folks. It happened. Mark Trumbo, Zach Duke, runner on to third, 1 out. Do they intentionally walk Trumbo to get to Howie Kendrick and set up a double play? They're going to play in. They're going to try and cut down the runner. Josh Hamilton. Here we go. Big play. They're going to play in. All right. Here we go. Big play here. Here we go. It's a 3-10. 3 is, another ballpark. And that's a 10. Anytime you roll really low on a ballpark check, it's almost always a wheelhouse. Depends on the ballpark, but Great American Ballpark here, anything less than 53, no matter if you bet left or right, it's going to be a wheelhouse check. So guess what? Trumbo gets himself a wheelhouse check, and against the left-handers, 1-72 is a home run. 73-74 is a double. 75-78 is a first base. So we could have a jumbo from Trumbo here. Let's find out. Mark Trumbo gets a hold of one. It's going. Whack, back, and 47. It's gone. Mark Trumbo with the 2-run home run. Mark Trumbo with the homer. And 2 runs score here in the top of the 9th. Still only 1 out for Howie Kendrick. Big play there. Big play. Oh, thanks, Beatles Eternal. He says, nice call. Howie Kendrick, one out here still. Base is clear. Zach Duke puts his head down. They try to gather himself here after giving that 2-run shot. Here we go. Howie Kendrick, 763 in play, 63 against the lefty. Not good enough. 63 is an F9. That's his second out. That brings up Alberto Calypso, who is a monster at the plate today. A single in the second, a single in the fifth, a walk in the sixth, and a single in the eighth. So 3 for 3 with also a walk. Alberto Calypso. He did bat 259 against the lefties, also 249 against righties. Zach Duke needs to settle down. He's got 2 outs. All he needs is get one more here, and this game will go into the bottom of the ninth. That is a 679. 6 is tough. 79 against the lefty is 79 is going to be an F8. All right. Well, you know what that does. I believe Shane Barnett's day is going to be done here, as Anaheim's going to be bringing out their closer here. Save. That is actually going to be Estado Ferreira. I think I have his card, actually. Let's see. Is Estado Ferreira available? Estado Ferreira. There he is. So with 37 saves on the season, Estado Ferreira. Let's see. Who did they bring in real life, actually? I believe it would have been him as the closer. So 2 runs in the top of the ninth. Anaheim takes a 6-4 lead. 2 up for Cincinnati. A pinch hitter, obviously, because Zach Duke's day is done. So who is coming in for Cincinnati to face off against Estado Ferreira? They're going to bring in Chris Hainsey. Chris Hainsey here against Estrado Ferreira. Can he close it out? Here we go. Bottom of 9, 6-4 Anaheim. The windup in the pitch, Estrado Ferreira. Windup in the pitch. Here it comes. That is a 6-31. 6 is tough. Tough 31 against a right-hander is going to be a strikeout. So Chris Hainsey in the 9th inning starts it off with the strikeout. Sin-So Choo. Sin-So Choo has gotten aboard on an error by Mike Trout in the first, flied out to right field in the second, walked in the fifth, and grounded to short in the seventh. He is officially 0 for 3. No, 0 for 2 with an error and a walk. Excuse me, guys. I don't mean to cough in your ears. So Sin-So Choo, 1 out. Can he get the thing started here for Cincinnati? That's a 4-19. Uh-oh, look at that. Wheelhouse check. 19, Sin-So Choo against a right-hander. 19, no reroll needed. Sin-So Choo going. Back, gone. Home run, and that cuts the deficit in half right there. We got us a 6-5 ball game now And that gets the crowd up off their feet and brings up Brandon Phillips. Brandon Phillips with the single in the first, fly to right in the third, center field in the fifth, and a single in the seventh. Well, let's see what he can do against Estrado Ferreira, who's kind of shell-shocked there as his first pitch to Shin-Soo Choo goes 422 feet over the left field wall, opposite field, shot. Here's the windup in the pitch. That is a 7-28. 7 is patient. Patient 28 is going to be against a righty, is going to be a single. So Brandon Phillips gets himself a single, and there is life here in the Great American Ballpark. The crowd is come alive. They're having a meeting on the mound here as Estrado Ferreira is trying to get settled down here after giving that moonshot to Shin-Soo Choo. Brandon Phillips, he is a C-stealer against the catcher, Iannetta. His arm is only a 4. He might try the steal here, so we're going to look at a C4. That is this second column, 27 and 99. That's a pretty good chance. They still need to get through the hold rating, though, so let's find out. He's going to attempt. He's going to attempt to steal. Here it comes, the windup and the pitch. Does he get the jump? It is a 7. He does get the jump. The roll is a 0-1. 0-1. And if you notice, 1 or 2 is a drop question mark. Drop question mark. We're going to roll this D6. If it's higher than the fielder's E rating, the fielder drops the ball and he's safe. So the question is, who was covering on Brandon Phillips? Is it the second baseman or the shortstop? C6 result. Lower. Yeah, but who? Keys. Shortstop covers second base with left-hander at the plate. So Brandon Phillips is a right-hander. So right-hander to second baseman. So the second baseman is Howie Kendrick. He has an error rating of 3. So we're going to re-roll the dice. The only dice that matters is this one little special die. If it's a 1 to 3, he makes the play, tags out Brandon Phillips, and that'll be the second out of the inning. If he doesn't, if it's a 4, 5, or 6, that means he dropped it trying to make the tag instead of getting the out. Let's find out. Does Brandon Phillips get that all-important single to second, or is he out on the play? Let's find out. It is a 5. It's a drop error to get to second. That is an E4 to get to second. And Brandon Phillips is in scoring position here with only 1 out for Joey Votto, and just as Beatles Eternally has been saying all day long, Joey Votto is just the master of getting things done. So let's find out if once again Joey Votto can come through. Joey Votto, a single in the first, a walk in the third, a single in the fifth, and a single in the seventh. So that's a pretty good day's work for Joey Votto. Here we go. Wind up in the pitch. Can he get Brandon Phillips across? That's a 6:41. 6 is tough. Tough 41 for Joey Votto against a righty, and Joey Votto strikes out. That's the second out of the inning, and it comes down to Ryan Ludwig here. Ryan Ludwig is struck out in the first, hit into a double play in the third, struck out in the fifth, and got a single in the seventh. Comes down to him. Ryan Ludwig. Where is his guard? Ryan Ludwig. Here he is. Left fielder against Estrado Ferreira. Here it comes. 2 outs. A base hit, because there's 2 outs. A base hit will get Brandon Phillips home. We'll have a tie ball game. An out will end it. Let's see what happens. Here it comes. The windup in the pitch of Estrado Ferreira. Full count. Brandon Phillips takes off. The windup in the throw. That is an 867. 8 is tough. Tough 67. That is a single. Ryan Ludwig, 67 tough, has done it. He's hit himself a single, and Brandon Phillips has scored from second base, and we have a tie ball game. Ryan Ludwig with the big RBI single here in the bottom of the ninth. That brings up Jay Bruce. Where's Jay Bruce? There he is. Jay Bruce. And the save opportunity for Estrado Ferreira is gone. Absolutely gone. And now he's got runner on at first. Let's look at Ludwig. Ludwig's steal is a D. Not good. They could pinch run for him, and they might just do that. Now they're gonna put it in Jay Bruce's hands here, I think. Struck out in the first, struck out in the fourth, struck out in the fifth, fly ball in the seventh. That's an F9. Jay Bruce against Estrado Ferreira, not on his A game today. This could be ball game if Jay Bruce gets a hold of one. If he gets a double or better, it's ball game because 2 outs, you get the extra base. Here it comes, Estrado Ferreira trying to settle things down. And are we going into extras or is it over? It's a 12, tough 23. Jay Bruce, tough 23. And that is a strikeout to end the inning. But Cincinnati, the Fighting Redbirds, Red Wings, whatever the hell they call them down there in Cincinnati. And just like Anaheim, the Reds scored 2 in the ninth. And now I need to find a pitcher. I didn't think I was going to need to for Cincinnati, but we're going to bring in Aroldis Chapman here. Chapman's coming in because I know everybody wants to see him pitch. The crowd's still on their feet here. And Ionetta's due up first. Chris Ionetta. Unfortunately, I'm going to go have dinner here and very shortly. I'm hoping to get this done for you guys. So I'm going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. I won't be able to make these awesome calls. We'll just have to get to the nitty-gritty. Chris Ionetta against Aroldis Chapman. Here it comes, wind up at the pitch. That is a 9:31. 9 is patient 31. And Chris Ionetta with the walk. That is going to be a W walk. And that brings up a pinch hitter. Peter Borges here. Peter Borges comes in to face off. Hang on a second. Ionetta's, he's a terrible stealer. That's not going to work. Bunt. We're going to need somebody that can bunt. Who can bunt? Andrew Romani. Let's see, bunt. Where's the bunting? Bunt for sacrifice. Here we are. A bunter. He's an A bunter. He's going to try and sacrifice him to get over Ionetta. Here we go. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. That's a 62. SH, 62 SH is going to be batter out of first, runner advance 1 base. So, and I closed it. God bless it. I did not mean to do that. Hang on a second. I need to reopen the This one. And then I got to get back to the Anaheim. Sometimes they're hard to find because they're actually up at the top. That was who was it that just did that sacrifice or a bunt? Who was that? That was Romani. That's right, Andrew Romani. All right, so I've run out of room. If I could show you my scorecard, I would, but I've literally run out of room. So I don't even know where I'm going to write this guy's name down. Andrew Romine, Romani. I no idea, but he got himself a sack, and on to second goes Iannetta. That brings up Mike Trout, top of the lineup. Trout's had an interesting day. Walk, a ground ball, a couple singles, and a ground out. So Orlando Chapman versus Mike Trout. Wind up in the pitch. That is a 5.61. 5 is tough. 61. 61 is a single by Mike Trout. No, against the lefty. 61 is even better. That is a double by Mike Trout. And that's going to score a run. Mike Trout comes through with the double. And in to score, Chris Iannetta. And Arondos Chapman is giving up the hit. The go-ahead one out here for Eric Ibar. Arondos Chapman. Run scores here in the top of the 10th, 983. 9 is patient. 83 is going to be ground ball hit to second. Could be a double play. No, because he's on second. So going to third is Trout, and that's going to be a G4 for the second out. But Mike Trout is now on third as Albert Pujols comes up. Albert Pujols, last time up, grounded to second. Had a double in the, the 7th inning. Pujols against Chapman. 2 outs here in the top of the 10th. That's a 7.57. 7 is tough. 57 against the lefty is out of his range. So that's a G4 to end the inning. Back-to-back G4s to end the inning. But the run does score. Mike Trout, MVP, man, once again with the big double. That brings up Cincinnati here. And the Lee Ferreira out there for due up Todd Frazier. Let's see if we can get this game done. I hear the wife is about ready to call me, so I'm trying to rush. I don't know if I would leave Ferreira out there after blowing the save. Hang on. No roll. God damn it. That was the call. She's not going to be happy when I tell her it's going to be 3 outs. Let's just leave him in then, okay? Because I have to run here. So Estrada Ferreira against Todd Frazier. I want to finish this, so I don't want to leave you guys hanging. We only need 3 outs. The game over. Let's see what happens. 7-16. That's a patient 16, and that's going to really suck because that's going to get them a runner on it first with the walk. Zach Cozart. Frazier is not good at stealing. Cozart is a good bunter. Zach Cozart's going to lay down the bunt. Here we go. Laying down the bunt. Oops. That is a 22 bunter. That's going to get him over. And if it goes into another inning, I will not be able to finish this. But we have a sack. And going to second, Todd Frazier brings up Ryan Hannigan. Todd Frazier on to second, 1 out. Ryan Hannigan, here we go. That's a 751, patient 51 against the right-hander, and they walked him. They walked him to set up the double play. Runner on at first and second. That brings up a pinch hitter. I have no room whatsoever, but it's going to be Devin Mazzaraco here. Devin Mazzaraco trying to end it here. Big hit, could do it. Devin Mazzaraco, Estrado Ferreira. The windup and the pitch, here it comes. One away, runner at first, runner at second. And that is a 9.48. 9 is tough. Tough 48 against the righty is a strikeout. So Devin, I got to write his name down somewhere. Mazzaraco. And he struck out. 2 outs. That brings up, that's right, Senso Chu. 2 away here. Runner on his second. Senso Chu against Estrado Ferreira. Can Anaheim hold off one more time? They've had this game in the 8th inning. They had it in the 9th inning. Now they've had it in the 10th inning. Can they finally put this game away, as Cincinnati has been fighting hard all day? Can they do it one more time? Senso Chu, last time up, hit a home run. If he does that again, we have a walk-off. Here it comes. Here comes the dinner, too. 7-0-3 patient. 0-3, and that's going to be a walk, and bases are loaded. And it's not over yet as Brandon Phillips comes up. We have bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning, down a run. Brandon Phillips, a single or better, and this game is going to be a walk-off. With the 2 outs, you get the extra base. So Brandon Phillips, all he needs is a hit, a little punch through the hole, whatever it takes. Estrado Ferreira, 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Could it be the ball game? Here it is. It's a 5-25. 5 is tough. Tough 25 is a strikeout. And this game is over as Cincinnati strikes out to end the inning. Brandon Phillips. But what a ball game. I could even go through. But we had, just so you guys know, we had 1, 2. I'm just counting the errors here. 3 errors on Anaheim, and Cincinnati had 1, 2, an error to get Hamilton to first, and then an error to get him to third on the throw. So 2 errors on Cincinnati. Stat lines go 4, 5, 6, 7 runs. Hits are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 hits, 7 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors on Anaheim. And Cincinnati, 6 runs. Let's see how many hits they had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, that was a walk. 14. 14. So stat line final. Anaheim, 7 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors. Cincinnati, 6 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors, and what a ball game. Beatles Eternally says, great game ID. You better go to dinner, man. I know she just walked in the door with a look on her face. Guys, Beatles Eternally, Ken Castro, everyone that joined me today. I appreciate you guys stopping in. This went way longer than it went, than I wanted to, but man, it was a lot of fun. I have to admit that. I'm going to be doing another game later tonight. If you guys are interested, come on back. I appreciate everyone stopping in tonight. You guys have a wonderful evening. We'll see you guys later tonight. Take care, guys.